Think about it. In 60 minutes of true focus, you can learn a skill that opens doors, build an idea that sparks opportunity, take a step that moves you closer to your dream. Most people waste these precious minutes scrolling, complaining, or waiting for the right time. But the truth is, the right time is the hour you decide to give everything to your goal. 1 hour of distraction gives you nothing. 1 hour of excuses pushes your dream further away. But 1 hour of pure, undisturbed focus has the power to rewrite your story. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary often comes down to how seriously you treat that 1 hour. So the question is not whether you have enough time. The question is whether you have the courage to protect that hour, to guard it like treasure, and to pour your heart into it. Because if you do, that single focused hour won't just change your day. It will change your destiny. Brothers and sisters, when I say 1 hour of focus can transform your future, I am not talking about something abstract or out of reach. I am talking about a power that is in your hands right now, in this very moment. Time is the one resource every person is given equally, whether you are rich or poor, educated or uneducated, young or old. What makes the difference is not how much time you have, but how you use it. And when you take 1 hour and give it your undivided attention, when you decide that nothing will break your concentration in that sacred block of time, unleash a force that can shape the rest of your life. Think about how most people use their hours. A large part of life is spent on distractions. Endlessly scrolling, checking messages, worrying about what others are doing, or living in regret about the past. That is what makes people feel empty at the end of the day. They may have spent 12 or 14 hours busy, but they have not invested even 1 pure hour into what truly matters. On the other hand, 1 hour of genuine focus can give you more value than an entire week of scattered efforts. It is not about quantity, it is about quality. It is not about time passing, it is about what you decide to plant within that time. In 1 focused hour, you can master a new concept that changes your career path. You can draft the first page of a book that will inspire millions. You can design an idea that grows into a business. You can practice a skill that sets you apart from the crowd. That hour becomes the foundation for a new identity. Often overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 1 concentrated hour repeated consistently. Great achievements are not built overnight. They are built by moments of intense focus stacked one on top of the other until they become unstoppable momentum. Now, let us consider how powerful the mind becomes when it is free from distraction. Science tells us that deep focus rewires the brain. Neural connections grow stronger, clarity improves, and creativity flows at its highest level. But this happens only when you cut away everything else and dive into one thing with full energy. Imagine your mind like sunlight. On its own, sunlight is warm but scattered. If you focus it through a magnifying glass, it can burn wood. That is the difference between a distracted life and a focused life. 1 hour of scattered attention may feel like effort, but it leaves no impact. 1 hour of pure focus ignites results. Brothers and sisters, understand this clearly. 1 focused hour is not ordinary time. It is a weapon, a tool, a treasure chest waiting to be unlocked. The reason many people never experience transformation is because they never allow themselves to give such an hour to their dreams. They think, I will focus tomorrow, or I need more time. But tomorrow never comes and more time never arrives. What you have is the hour in front of you, and that is enough if you dare to use it with full intensity. Imagine waking up and giving yourself 1 hour, just one, without distractions, without excuses, without interruptions. Imagine closing the door, turning off the noise, and putting all your energy into the one thing that could change your life. That hour may be painful, because real focus requires discipline. Your mind will wander, your body will resist, your phone will tempt you. But if you win that battle for 60 minutes, you will feel a power inside you that cannot be described. That 1 hour will give you progress, and progress will give you belief, and belief will give you the courage to continue. Every great journey begins with a single step, and every great transformation begins with a single hour. History is filled with examples of people who used small, consistent moments of focus to create extraordinary outcomes. A musician practices scales for one disciplined hour daily and turns into a master. An entrepreneur spends one focused hour each morning refining ideas until one of them changes the industry, dedicates one concentrated hour to study each day, and rises above thousands of peers. It is not about genius. It is not about luck. It is about the decision to take 1 hour seriously. So, when I tell you 1 hour of focus can transform your future, I want you to see it not as a motivational phrase, but as a practical truth. Your life does not change when you wish. It does not change when you complain. It does not change when you wait. It changes the moment you choose to take control of your time and direct your energy into what matters. 1 hour of focus is small enough to be possible, but powerful enough to move mountains if you repeat it. That is why it has the power to transform not just your day, not just your week, but your entire future. Brothers and sisters, distraction is the silent thief that robs people of their dreams, yet most do not even notice when it happens. One small glance at a notification, one meaningless scroll through social media, one unnecessary conversation, and suddenly the hour you had is gone forever. This is the tragedy of our generation. People are busier than ever, yet progress is slower than ever. Why? Because distraction eats away at the most valuable resource we have: our attention. When attention is scattered, opportunities vanish. The hours slip through your fingers like sand, and at the end of the day, are left wondering why nothing has changed. Every time you allow yourself to be distracted, are trading the chance to build your future for a moment of temporary comfort. The cost of distraction is not just lost minutes. It is lost momentum, lost discipline, and lost potential. Think about how many times you plan to study, work, create, or improve yourself, but instead ended up wandering aimlessly through distractions. That 1 hour you lost could have been the hour that advanced your career, deepened your knowledge, or strengthened your dream. Distraction doesn't just waste time, it delays destiny. Brothers and sisters, understand that distraction is powerful because it feels harmless. No one thinks 5 minutes of scrolling will destroy their future. But 5 minutes becomes 10, 10 becomes 30, and before long the hour is gone. The danger of distraction is not in one single moment, but in its ability to multiply and steal your energy without you realizing it. When you repeat this pattern day after day, week after week, wake up one day and realize you are standing in the same place while others have moved far ahead. The truth is, focus and distraction cannot live in the same space. You must choose one. When you give in to distraction, you are saying no to focus, no to growth, no to progress. But when you shut the door on distraction, you open the door to opportunity. Every moment you protect from distraction is a moment invested in your future. Just as a leaking bucket cannot hold water, a distracted mind cannot hold success. You can pour in all the motivation, all the resources, all the opportunities, but if distraction keeps leaking through, nothing will remain. Imagine an archer trying to hit a target. If the archer's hand shakes every second, the arrow will never reach its mark. In the same way, if your attention keeps shaking toward distractions, your goals will always remain out of reach. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay behind is not talent, not intelligence, not luck. It is the ability to direct focus without letting distraction win. The world is full of talented people who failed because they wasted their hours on distractions. At the same time, history celebrates those who, with ordinary abilities, achieved extraordinary things because they mastered their attention. Distraction is not just external, it also comes from within. Doubt and overthinking are internal distractions that are just as dangerous as a phone in your hand. How many times have you sat down to work only to spend the entire hour debating whether you are good enough or whether your effort will matter? That mental distraction is even more destructive. It not only wastes time but also kills confidence. The battle against distraction, therefore, is not just about turning off notifications. It is about mastering your own mind. Brothers and sisters, think of time as currency. Every time you let distraction win, you are spending your wealth on something that gives no return. If someone stole your money, you would fight to protect it. Yet when distraction steals your hours, you give it away freely. The difference is that money can be earned again, but time cannot. Once an hour is gone, gone forever. If you waste enough hours, you waste your chance to build the life you want. The saddest part is that people often justify distraction by calling it relaxation or taking a break. But true relaxation refreshes you. Distraction leaves you empty and restless. After an hour of distraction, you don't feel stronger, you feel weaker. You don't feel inspired, you feel guilty. That is the mark of wasted time. On the other hand, an hour of focused work may be difficult while you are doing it, but afterward, you feel proud, motivated, and energized. That is the difference between feeding your future and feeding your distractions. The world is designed to distract you. Companies spend billions to capture your attention. Every sound, every notification, every ad is fighting for your mind. But you must remember, the most expensive thing you can ever give away is your attention. If you let the world control your focus, the world will control your destiny. The only way to take control of your life is to take control of your attention, because distraction wastes more than time. It wastes opportunities you may never get back. Brothers and sisters, every great achievement requires sacrifice. And one of the greatest sacrifices is giving up distraction. It may feel uncomfortable at first. You may feel like you are missing out. But in reality, only thing you are missing out on is wasted time. When you cut away distractions, you gain clarity, strength, and progress. You give yourself the gift of momentum, and momentum is what builds success. The moment you let distraction rule your hours, you surrender your future to comfort. But the moment you take back those hours, you reclaim the power to shape your destiny. Brothers and sisters, true focus builds skills and ideas in ways that nothing else can. Focus is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It is the invisible force that transforms raw potential into visible results. Without focus, talent remains hidden, opportunities are missed, and dreams stay as dreams. But with focus, even the smallest effort compounds into growth, knowledge, and breakthroughs that change the course of your life. When you give yourself completely to one task, you are not just spending time, you are building the foundation of skills and ideas that will carry you forward. Skills are never born from scattered attention. They are shaped in the fire of deep concentration. Think about a musician learning to play an instrument. Practices for 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there, while constantly distracted. Years will pass, and he will still be at the same level. But if he gives himself an hour of true focus every day, the notes will flow through his fingers like water. That focus will carve pathways in his brain, strengthen his memory, and sharpen his technique until excellence becomes natural. The same is true in every area of life. Whether you want to become a leader, a thinker, a creator, or an innovator, focus is the tool that chisels the rough stone of potential into a masterpiece. Ideas, too, are born in focus. Distraction does not give birth to creativity, it kills it. When your mind is pulled in 100 directions, there is no space for imagination to grow. But when you quiet the noise and dive deep into thought, new connections begin to form. One idea leads to another. Suddenly a spark appears that can change everything. Many of the greatest inventions and breakthroughs in history were not born in moments of chaos, but in moments of deep focus. That 1 hour of undisturbed thought can lead to an idea that reshapes industries or solves problems people thought were impossible. Brothers and sisters, focus is not just about working harder, it is about working smarter. A distracted person can spend an entire day trying to learn something and still struggle to understand it. A focused person can dedicate one concentrated hour and grasp the concept fully. Focus multiplies the power of your effort, compresses time by accelerating learning and sharpening clarity. When you focus, you are not just moving, you are moving in the right direction. Without focus, effort becomes scattered energy. With focus, effort becomes unstoppable progress. The world is full of examples that prove how powerful focus can be in building skills and ideas. Athletes who dedicate themselves to one skill in focused training become champions. Entrepreneurs who focus on refining one idea turn small beginnings into global movements. Writers who give themselves to focused practice every day turn words into legacies. It is not luck, it is not magic. It is the compounding effect of focus. When you repeat focused effort consistently, skills sharpen and ideas grow stronger until they cannot be ignored. But here is the challenge: focus is not easy. Distractions tempt you. Comfort calls you. Yet this resistance is proof of how valuable focus truly is. If it were easy, everyone would master it. The reason few people rise to greatness is not because they lack intelligence or talent. It is because they fail to control their attention. They scatter their energy and wonder why results never come. Those who master focus, however, separate themselves from the crowd because they know that every moment spent in deep concentration is a seed that will eventually grow into skills and ideas far greater than what they started with. Think about your own life. Every skill you admire in others was built by hours of focus. Every invention, every success story, every piece of art or knowledge was created by someone who gave their attention completely to one thing. When you focus, you are walking the same path. It does not matter where you start, how small your resources are, or how limited your current ability is. What matters is whether you can give your undivided attention to building what you want. Focus takes what you have and multiplies it. Brothers and sisters, focus also creates discipline. When you train your mind to stay on one thing, you strengthen the muscle of perseverance. This discipline spills over into every area of your life. A person who can focus on building a skill can also focus on building relationships, health, and vision. Focus is the root that nourishes everything else. Without it, life remains shallow. With it, life gains depth and direction. Ideas born out of focus are not only stronger, but also more practical. A distracted mind produces scattered thoughts, but a focused mind produces structured solutions. When you sit with a problem in silence and focus on it fully, you begin to see angles you never noticed before. You start connecting dots that others miss. Focus allows you to see beyond the surface, and that is where the greatest ideas lie. The solutions that transform societies are rarely obvious. They are discovered by those who had the patience and discipline to focus deeply. Brothers and sisters, skills and ideas are the currency of the future. In a world where everything is changing rapidly, those who can build new skills and generate new ideas will always have an advantage. And the key to both is not speed, not shortcuts, not multitasking, it is focus. One focused hour can push your skill ahead more than 10 distracted hours. One focused hour can bring you an idea that 10 years of scattered thinking could never give. This is the hidden power of focus. It builds not only what you do, but also who you become. Brothers and sisters, excuses are the most comfortable distractions we create for ourselves, and they are far more dangerous than the distractions outside us. Every time we make an excuse, we are choosing to step further away from our dreams. Excuses may feel like protection in the moment, but in reality, they are chains that hold us back. When you say you don't have enough time, you are pushing your dream further away. When you say you are not ready yet, you are delaying the progress that could already have begun. When you say you will start tomorrow, you are handing over today to wasted potential. Excuses push dreams further away, not because they are true, but because we start believing them as truth. Think of how often opportunities are lost because of excuses. A person wants to learn a new skill, but says they are too old. Another wants to start a business, but says the timing isn't right. Another wants to improve themselves but says they are too tired after work. One by one, these excuses pile up like bricks, and before long, form a wall between that person and their dreams. What they don't realize is that the wall is not real. It is built entirely by their own words. The dream is still on the other side waiting, but every excuse adds another layer of distance. Brothers and sisters, excuses are attractive because they remove responsibility. They allow us to shift the blame to time, to circumstances, to other people. But when you live in excuses, you give away your power. You let life decide for you instead of deciding for yourself. No great achievement was ever built on excuses. The people who change their lives and the world around them are the ones who refuse to accept excuses, even when they sound reasonable. They know that excuses may comfort them in the short term, but they kill their dreams in the long term. Excuses are also contagious. When you surround yourself with people who constantly justify their lack of effort, you begin to accept the same pattern. Others say it is impossible, so you believe it. You hear others complain about their situation, so you repeat it. Without realizing it, inherit excuses that were never even yours. And once excuses take root in your mind, they grow quickly. That is why it is so important to guard yourself against them. One small excuse can multiply into a lifetime of regret. Brothers and sisters, the danger of excuses is not only in what they take away, but in what they hide. Behind every excuse is an opportunity to grow stronger. When you say, "I don't have enough time," the truth is you have the same 24 hours as everyone else, and the opportunity is to use them differently. When you say, "I don't have the resources," the truth is creativity is born in scarcity, and the opportunity is to innovate. When you say, "I am not ready," the truth is no one ever feels ready, and the opportunity is to begin anyway. Every excuse hides a door, but only those who reject excuses find it. Excuses push dreams further away because they create a habit of waiting. The more you wait, the weaker your drive becomes. Dreams are like fire. If you feed them with action, they grow. If you smother them with excuses, they die slowly. Many people don't lose their dreams because they lack talent or opportunity. They lose them because they kept waiting for the perfect moment that never came. By the time they realize it, years have passed and the fire has burned out. Excuses don't just waste your hours, they waste your years. Brothers and sisters, excuses also disguise themselves as logic. They whisper to you in convincing voices. They tell you it is practical to wait, it is wise to delay, it is safer not to try. But wisdom is not in waiting, wisdom is in acting despite the uncertainty. The future belongs to those who move forward, not those who keep explaining why they cannot. Every excuse you make may sound intelligent to others, but inside, you know it is fear wearing a mask of failure, fear of judgment, fear of discomfort. These are the roots of excuses. When you face those fears instead of covering them with words, reclaim your power. Excuses also drain energy. The more time you spend justifying why you didn't act, the less energy you have left to actually act. Waste mental strength building reasons for your delay instead of building steps toward your success. That energy could have been invested into progress, but instead it fuels stagnation. That is why people who live in excuses often feel exhausted yet achieve so little. Their energy is spent defending their inaction rather than creating results. Brothers and sisters, the truth is simple. Your dream does not move further away by itself. It moves further every time you choose excuses over effort. Life will never present a perfect moment. Circumstances will never all align. You will never feel fully ready. The only way to bring your dream closer is to act, even in imperfection. Excuses may make you feel safe today, but they guarantee regret tomorrow. And the weight of regret is far heavier than the discomfort of effort. Brothers and sisters, extraordinary results do not come from chance, talent, or luck alone. They come from disciplined time. Discipline is the force that shapes raw hours into meaningful progress. Without discipline, time is like water slipping through your fingers, gone before you can use it. With discipline, every hour becomes a building block, every effort compounds, and extraordinary outcomes begin to appear. Many people think success is about working harder than everyone else, but the truth is, success comes from working with discipline, using your hours with purpose instead of letting them drift away. Discipline with time is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Consider two people given the same 24 hours. One spends the day reacting to distractions, following impulses, and moving without direction. The other sets clear priorities, protects time for what matters, consistently invests energy into progress. After one day, the difference is small. After 1 week, the difference grows. After 1 year, the gap is enormous. Over a lifetime, the disciplined person stands far ahead, not because they had more time, but because they treated time with respect and structure. Brothers and sisters, disciplined time is not about being rigid or robotic. It is about being intentional. It means knowing what deserves your attention and guarding it fiercely. It means waking up each day with a plan instead of wandering aimlessly. It means saying no to distractions even when they are tempting and yes to focus even when it is uncomfortable. Discipline is not a punishment, it is freedom. It frees you from regret, from wasted potential, from the frustration of standing still. It gives you the freedom to look at your life and know you invested your hours in something meaningful. Extraordinary results require consistency, and consistency is born from disciplined time. Doing something once with great energy is easy. Anyone can have a burst of motivation for a day. But discipline is what makes you show up again tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. When you repeat focused effort over and over, it compounds into extraordinary results. The writer who writes 1 page a day with discipline creates books. Athlete who trains for 1 disciplined hour daily becomes a champion. The student who studies consistently for short, disciplined periods surpasses those who cram without structure. It is not intensity that creates lasting success. It is disciplined consistency. Brothers and sisters, time is the most democratic resource in the world. Every person has the same 24 hours in a day.